Welcome, Knox County fifth graders, to another super science lesson. My name is Mr. Strange. I am a fifth grade teacher at Bearden Elementary School, and I will be your guide throughout this lesson. I hope you are doing well and you are safe with your family. Know that we, your teachers, do miss seeing you on a day-to-day basis, but again, hope that you are doing well. Before we get started on this lesson, there are a couple things that I would like for us to review. The first thing is resources. There are resources available to all students. Those resources can be found at the KCS website at knoxschools.org/KCS at home. If you look on the screen, you will notice a screenshot, and what you're looking for is the icon that says Student Resources. Click on that, find fifth grade, and week number 4, you will have access to the printed material as well as the video. Another way is you can get a printed copy. If you don't have access to a printer, you can go to the food distribution locations on Wednesday from 10 to 12, and there you can get a paper copy. If you're not sure of where those papers are being distributed, if you go again to the KCS at Home website, off to the side you will find a menu, and that menu, what you're looking for is the meal packet distribution, and there you can find locations that are closest to you. Second thing I'd like to share with you is if you find that it is hard to understand what I'm saying or what's going on in the video, we have some strategies listed. One is that you can turn on the closed caption if it's available. You can also adjust the play speed. You can slow it down. Number 3, which is kind of my favorite, I like to go back and watch it in short clips, or I'll pause it and then I'll rewind it if I need to. This is, again, I think a great strategy that we do often, especially in reading. Where we go back and reread. So that's option number 3. And then another strategy would be to sit down with a sibling or parents and review the material together. So let's go ahead and get started. So what are we focusing on today? Today we will do 2 investigations that will help us explain why some stars appear to have different brightness or size than our sun. So the 2 investigations we're going to look at, the first one is called Same Size Circle. In this investigation, what you're going to really try to hone in on is answering the question, what will 3 circles that are the same size look like at different distances? And then we will follow that up with a second investigation that is called Small and Large Circles. In this one, you will look to answer the question, how could you make a small circle look bigger than a larger circle without cutting or adding anything to it? Before we again start the investigation number 1, I want to do just a quick review of some terms. First of all, we're going to look at the term star. What is a star? Well, according to our book in NASA, it's a big ball of gas. It's an object in space that produces its own energy, including heat and light. And then if you take that and you ask yourself, what is the sun or our sun? It is a star that is at the center of our solar system. So we're going to start investigation number 1, small size circles. The materials you are going to need will be 3 circles, and we've labeled them A, B, and C. Again, you don't have to make them. They're at the back of this packet. You also need 1 yellow crayon, a colored pencil, or a marker. I'm going to use a marker for our purposes today. You may need to use a crayon if you have it, or a colored pencil. 3 cups or small sticks. I am going to use 3 sticks, 3 pieces of tape, and scissors. Now you may want to pause the tape at this point and go get those materials. If you have them already, then let's go ahead and jump into step number 1, and that is making a prediction. In many investigations, it is good to kind of predict, what do you think is going to happen? So as you think about making the prediction, I want you to answer that question that you see on the screen. What will 3 circles that are the same size look like at 3 different distances? Write it in your packet. and move on. Now I want you to draw a picture to show the three circles at different distances. Now, after making the prediction, I'd like for you now to cut the three circles out, A, B, and C. And I want you to take a little bit of time just to color the circles the same color, which is yellow. Once you've done that, then I want you to tape the circle to the back of a cup or stick. And then I want you to go outside and make a starting point. Outside, what you're going to do is you're going to take from that starting point 5 large steps and place circle A on the ground. From there, take 5 more large steps and place circle B in the ground. And then from there, take 5 more large steps and place circle C on the ground. At this point, you should have 3 circles at different distances, 5 large steps apart from each. Now go back to your starting point. So now what we're going to do is collect some data. And the way you're going to do that is not through formal measurement with a ruler, measuring stick, or measuring tape. What you're going to do is you're going to measure circle A, B, and C by just simply taking and extending your hand and arm out in front of you. You're going to close one eye and you're going to put circle A between your thumb and your finger. And that should capture it. And so what you're going to do then is once you have A between your thumb and your finger, I would like for you now to move your hand over and put circle B between your thumb and your index finger, but don't move your thumb up or down. Just keep it the same. What do you notice about circle B? Again, you can go back to A and then go back to B. Again, without adjusting your fingers up or down, I want you to do the same with circle C. Move it over and look at circle C. What do you notice about circle C? If you need to, go back and do that a couple times. Again, the key here is don't move your finger and thumb up and down. Just keep it the same, A, B, and C. Once you've done that, I'd like for you then to write a statement that describes what you've noticed when you measured A, B, and C in this method. If you need to, pause for a moment and move on. The final piece of data collection then is to draw each of the circles as you see them between your finger and thumb. So again, on your paper, you should see a box for A, B, and C. If you need to, pause and finish that. So then to wrap up investigation 1, what you're going to do is we're going to draw a conclusion. And what I'd like for you to do is think for a moment over this investigation. I want you to make a claim about the circles at different distances. And as you think about that claim, I want you to support your claim with evidence from this investigation. Pause for a moment, put your ideas down on paper, and then resume play. So having completed investigation 1, we're going to move on to investigation 2. This is called small and large circles. Again, you will need some materials, and they're listed on the screen. You will see that you need 1 small circle, which has been labeled circle D. As you probably noticed, it is also on the back of this packet. You'll also need a large circle, which we're just going to take from investigation 1, and that's labeled A. You'll also, again, like in investigation 1, we'll use 1 yellow crayon, color pencil or marker, and a pair of scissors. You need to pause and get these. Go ahead and do that now. So as we begin investigation 2, we are going to make a prediction. This prediction is based off of the question that is on the screen. How could you make a small circle look bigger than a larger circle without cutting or adding anything to it? So think for a moment, write your statement down, your prediction. And as you finish writing that down, I want you to take and draw a picture to show where you would put the small and large circle. Now, as we continue, if you've not done so already, go ahead and cut out the small circle D, color it yellow, so that both A and D are colored yellow. So we're going to collect some data from this investigation. And the way we're going to do that is through you're going to take and put the large circle A in your left hand and the small circle D in your right hand. Now extend both arms and hands so that the circles are at eye level and at the same distance from your eyes. Now close one eye, and with the other eye open, what do you notice about the two circles? Now, as you make that observation, go ahead and draw and label the two circles as you see them in the box. So you can label your left box, that can be your left hand, which would be A, and then you can put in your right hand, this would be the right box, put the small circle D. Move the small circle D closer to you, closer to your face. Again, remember, both hands and arms are extended out fully, and you're going to bring one of them just a little bit closer to you. And again, one eye open, one eye closed. What do you notice about that? What happens to the circles? In particular, the size of the circle, maybe. Like before, draw and label in the boxes provided. Now, again, with your circles extended in front of you at the same distance now, go back to the starting point. What you're going to do is you're going to move the small circle away from you. So your small circle is moving away. Again, close one eye, and with the other eye, what do you notice as you move the small circle away from your face? Take a little time now and draw what you notice. Draw and label it in the box provided. We've collected some data in our investigation, and I want you to draw a conclusion. Make a claim about how something smaller can appear to be bigger. Use evidence from this investigation to support your claim. We're going to now wrap up our time together. And as we do that, I want you to remember that our sun is a much smaller star than many of the stars that we see in the night sky. Explain how our sun could actually be smaller than those stars. Add any evidence from the investigations to support your claim. That's it, and I want to thank you for taking time to watch the video and to do a little learning together. I want you to be safe and aim for the stars, fifth graders. If you'd like to share with us what you've learned through this lesson at Twitter, you can do that at KCS Science.